Hey everyone, this is High Priestess Tana, and I am coming back with another, I would say, installment of pretty much like my spiritual perspective when it comes to certain things in spirituality. So, right now, I want to talk about spiritual hoovering, right? So, we're all like pretty much, well, not all of us, but a lot of us are pretty familiar with the term hoovering when there's like this narcissistic empath dynamic where pretty much someone try to suck you back in by trying to guilt trip you, or they're trying to come in and pretty much apologize and give you these outlandish promises, and or they play the victim and stuff to try to suck you in pretty much and get back into your good graces just to betray you and to basically do you wrong again, once again. So now I want to talk about the spiritual aspect of this, which is called spiritual hoovering. So when somebody spiritually hoovers you, they're pretty much being manipulative by using spirituality. Also, I would say maybe some type of insecurities you have, or some type of unhealthy spiritual dynamic or relationship, or some sense of authority they feel like they have over you. So, what you like, for example, what you will probably experience is that yes, it's going to be another form of spiritual manipulation, or however you want to put it. Pretty much, this person comes in and they do the same thing, just like I mentioned before about with the regular hoovering. They guilt trip, they love bomb or flatter you, give you all these grand promises, and they play the victim and they use the good times, or they promise to change, like they'll be stuck on like some nostalgic moments, like remember the time we did this and we did that. First of all, your name ain't Michael Jackson, and I ain't got to remember the time of shit. Okay, so when it comes to this particular thing from a spiritual context, when it comes to hoovering, basically someone to use like these spiritual terms or languages to basically try to um will you back, or reel you back in, sorry, and they can start getting all up in your head, talk about we're soulmates or we're twin flames, and you know that you can't walk away from this relationship or situation. Um, if you really believed in God, or if you were truly awakened, you pretty much would know that what you're saying is inaccurate, or some stupid stuff like that. Or you're basically going to use your light you're going to lose your light and protection if you walk away from us as a group, or walk away from me, like if you were a part of some type of spiritual organization or cult or church or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy. Like, people try to invoke fear in people. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want you to walk away. They don't want you to have the strength to walk away strong, more intuitive, or have strong discernment. They don't want you to see through the lies and the deception and manipulation and betrayal. And also, they want you to feel like your life is going to be in disarray or shambles, or like you're going to get punished, or going to, ooh, excuse me, going to get punished by God if you basically choose to walk away from them. And these people are like energetic vampires, because they want to keep latching on to you and drain you for all they can. They're basically trying to use you for whatever purpose you serve in their life. They may want to keep being attached to you because maybe when you were a part of their spiritual group, or whatever, whatever type of situation it was, or if you were part of their church or whatever religious organization, or however you put it, or group. They want access to, whether it be your money, your good energy, your light, your resourcefulness, whatever, and they will try to go out of the way to try to keep you stuck in this toxic pattern or dynamic with them. So what they do is they try to guilt trip you, talk about what God said or the divine said this, or basically trying to act like you're being egotistical because you chose to stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself by not wanting to constantly be indoctrinated with all this toxic negative information that they're just using to manipulate you with. And it's like they want you to feel bad when you set boundaries, when you don't depend on their approval, when you don't want to listen to their uh, phony theories or ideologies or philosophies. They just want to drain, drain, drain. That's all they care about. Draining energy from you, draining your finances, draining your self esteem or self worth, draining you for sex. Some people try to use that too because they say, oh, we're meant to be together and your body belongs to me and all this other stuff. And they just basically, sucking the life out of you. Actually, sex is like a ritual because once you enter into a person, that's like a portal that's being opened, and it's just pretty much like an exchange of feelings, emotions, not just bodily fluids, but spiritual. You taking on all this person's like traits and characteristics to a certain extent, and whoever they slept with, you basically slept with too. You know what I'm saying? It's like a legion. For some people, have like a legion of people just about attached to them. All jokes aside, because some people are that sexual. They have so many soul ties and so much karmic debt that they racked up or accumulated over the years, and it's just ridiculous. So you have to be careful about this type of stuff, y'all. My collective, my soul tribe, you know what I'm saying? um it's just crazy. So I hate when people do this stuff. It's one more thing I wanted to touch base on, but let's understand that spiritual growth does not depend on submission or fear, but it represents you liberating yourself, excuse me, and practicing self-love and self-awareness. You need to be self-possessed, meaning you need to be pretty much tapping into your own energy and loving on yourself and tapping into your creativity and tapping into your growth, your spiritual, emotional, and like mental growth. After dealing with all this type of stuff, these people are just energetic vampires that want to come into your aura, suck up all they can from you, and leave you drained and leave you with nothing, no sense of anything to be proud of. And that's how they keep reeling you in if you allow it. So yeah, I just wanted to share my message about that. I didn't want to make this video too lengthy, but if y'all want to talk about it in the comment section, y'all can. But I think, hold up, there's one more thing. You got to cut these people off. I mean, take their numbers out your phone. You have to delete photos, delete emails, text messages, whatever, pictures. If they're on your social media, delete them from your timeline or feed or whatever, photo albums online, all that. You know what I'm saying? Because that person energy is like dust or something, like being collected. Like it's just like pretty much clogging up your auric field when you have that type of energy around. Like detach yourself totally from these people. They're nothing but just a distraction, and they're just horrible. They're horrible. Like the energy that they take from you is way more precious than what you think, and you need to start valuing that, right? So if you begin to distance yourself from that person and leave them alone completely, But I got one thing to say. It's kind of hard when you have a child by someone. In a sense, y'all have shared custody and they're a damn narcissist. Um, but there are ways around that. Like, you just have to do the best that you can in order to make that work by keeping things short and sweet with them. Like, look, I know you here to see, your child or whatever, but it doesn't go beyond this. I'm not going to go out on a date with you. I'm not going to cook for you. I'm not going to sleep with you, wash your clothes, none of that. That's ridiculous. We're not in a relationship anymore. You got to be insane to think that I'm going to give you that type of power or try to abuse me by treating me like crap. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ridiculous because a lot of times, trust and believe, these apologies are not sincere. They're not coming from a place of love and affection. They don't change 9 times out of 10, well, 10 times out of 10 in a lot of cases. But the ratio of changing and not changing with a narcissist is, I mean, it is pretty fair to say that usually it's going to be a higher percentage who doesn't choose to change at all. They're just not going to operate from that higher level unless they really get some type of clinical or medical, well, not medical, but psychological help that they need to get over that hurdle, because they definitely is some therapy and some healing that needs to be involved heavily for them to get to that stage. But the typical narcissist, whether if it's spiritual hoovering or just regular hoovering, I guess you would say, which is crazy, but a lot of times these people just want to regain power, control, and supply of attention or validation. They don't care nothing about you. And if you got to think about it, how can they love someone when they don't love themselves? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I would say if you could get supervised visitation, for them when they come over, like have them supervised when they come over. And 9 times out of 10, I don't know if you want them y'all child to go visit them, because if they have if it's so erratic, that may not be a good idea. Once again, I that's not my place. Y'all will have to work that out. But I'm just lending my expertise here, from a spiritual perspective. And yeah, it's just something to think about. But yeah, this is insane how people are. They just want you to be in a toxic relationship or toxic cycle of abuse because that's probably all they know. And they probably grew up like that. And I just don't like when people use spirituality or religion to manipulate people, but it happens every day. We see all these different cults and churches and different other religious facilities, even temples and synagogues. I get all that. It's everywhere. You can't escape it. Online you have people who are like that, who manipulate people spiritually and all this other stuff, and it's a handful. Like, it's that people are just doing the most. I'll just be honest. They're doing the most, and they'll use your faith and spiritual beliefs against you. Yeah, because some people will tell you that if you stop following me or listening to me, or if you stop coming to my church or temple or synagogue or whatever, that you're going to basically attract bad luck or karma, or you're going to hell and all that crap. They ain't got no place or no authority over you to say if you're going to heaven or hell. Y'all, don't fall for that crap. Anyway, y'all stay safe and blessed and protected as usual. And I'll be back a little later with another video. But until now, I love y'all and just peace. Stay strong, y'all, because it's a crazy world out here. You feel me? All right, now, take care.